Hi, it's Marieta. Thanks for tuning in today's video. I want to talk about reinventing yourself, guys, or how you remove the fear of judgment, especially when it comes to reinventing yourself, your brand, maybe your business, or whatever you want to reinvent. Coming up. So I want to talk about reinventing yourself, but because this reinventing yourself is connected with fear of judgment, usually, let's first start with the fear. Where is this fear coming from? Because especially during this time of transformation that you are going through, like majority of us, we are all going through, we are forced to actually reinvent ourselves. We are forced to reinvent our business. We are forced to reinvent our brand. We are forced to reinvent our philosophy. We are forced to reinvent the way we think and the way we actually perceive everything. And it's because it's happening, because it's forcing all of us, this global awakening movement, changes in everything, and these energy shifts are forcing us to change a lot of things, not in just your thinking, the way you are being, existing, but practically speaking, in everyday life. So the number one challenge I see is that people are afraid of change. And because people are afraid of change, any kind of change actually, they hold on to the old persona, the old identity they created, because they don't want to change. And if you are, for example, somebody who is already feeling that the spiritual awakening is happening to you, for you, and as a result you cannot do things as you used to do things, you can't just go back to old business, you know what I mean? Like this spiritual awakening that's happening on global scale, as a, by the way, byproduct of the challenges that we are all experiencing collectively, is forcing you to become somebody else. As a result, your business is being impacted. I'm usually speaking to entrepreneurs, so if you are not an entrepreneur, maybe you are somebody who feels is called to maybe find a different job, right? So it doesn't matter, but the point is the same. We cannot go back to business as usual. We cannot go back and pretend like nothing happened. And especially if you are experiencing symptoms of awakening, which is going to be another video that I'm going to do. And when that happens, when you spiritually awaken yourself and you experience these awakening symptoms, you cannot go back as usual, right? And the same applies to your business. You cannot go back as usual. And so the next challenge is, how can we integrate this new approach to life? And this is what I call 5D entrepreneurship. Again, if you are an entrepreneur and if this resonates with you, hear me out. So what is 5D entrepreneurship? I call this integration of your higher self with your lower self. In other words, merging that new you with your current state of affairs. And if it's business, you have to reinvent your business, because the way I feel it, the way I see it, is that if your business is not serving other people, if your number one goal is not provide a service that is connected with your purpose, And your purpose is usually connected with your heart and your heart's calling. You will have a very difficult time to adjust to this new frequency, this new energy that is present here on global scale. And it's because we are, as a society, heading to completely different level of consciousness. It's a consciousness of love. It's the 5D consciousness. You probably heard this before, the fifth dimension. And that is connected with heart. And in fact, that is connected with the law of love. And in this place, everything has to be aligned with the law of love. And the law of love is something that I do talk about in my book, Love is the Law, because that is going to ensure that we are living in a society that is evolved, that is operating on high frequencies, and that is actually serving humanity in totally different way. And so your business, whatever you do right now with your company, or if you're an aspiring entrepreneur that wants to start a company, it has to be connected with your heart. It has to be connected with your purpose. And your purpose, your true why, deep down, is connected with your mission, why you incarnated to this time and space, why your soul incarnated to this time and space. And the way I see it is that we are all very strong light workers, very strong souls, because we wouldn't be here just because we came here to actually upgrade humanity. And if you are watching this video, you are resonating with me, that is already a proof that you are a light worker and you are here to do a greater things. But it has to be only, these greater things can only happen when you are connected with your higher self, right? With that that frequency that is going to ensure that you are actually spreading this high vibration. And if you are in business that is disconnected from your heart, if you are doing something at work that is not serving your heart, that is not connected with your purpose, and by the way, the purpose is not connected with your mission, soul mission, and you can probably feel it because you just know if you are not connected, you are struggling, suffering emotionally, and of course, as a result, financially. It's because you're not aligned. So you have to align yourself. There is no other way, guys. And I'm speaking from my experience. You know, when I launched my book, Love is the Law, I was just practicing law. And I didn't want to publish a book that is spiritual. Trust me, I did not want to start this different 5D model of work that I'm doing right now. I did not really plan to start a coaching business, and even when I started my coaching business, I had no idea what I'm doing, because it's based on something totally different type of work, and it's not the type of work that I used to do or I'm still doing in my other company, which is the legal business, right? And so I had this inner conflict that was really blocking me, stopping me from moving forward to start this other business, this other company, and step outside of the box of a lawyer, which I was in the box of a lawyer. And the reason I'm sharing here this with you is because there are many people like that right now waking up. Many people have these blocks of stepping outside of their own box, their own label. And it's because the society is labeling everything, and we are labeling everyone. And you know, I get this often. People ask me, oh, are you a lawyer, or are you a coach, or are you author? Like, who are you exactly? They get very confused when I say that I do this, and this. And it's because they put labels on people. Society put labels on people, and we tend to think that when you're in one box, you cannot be in another box. The truth is that there is no box. We only created these boxes as a society to limit ourselves. And it's created by ego, by the way. And it's serving ego. It's not serving your soul, and it's definitely not serving your soul's evolution. And guess what? It's not even serving evolution of this planet, because what's serving evolution of this planet is actually stepping outside of these boxes, this labeling, and really creating something new. And if you feel, by the way, like you don't belong here, It's because you are made for greater things. And if you feel like you belong somewhere else, it's chances are you're starseed, or you really do belong somewhere else. And you came here to make the shift and make the change, right? But the change can happen when you really start being who you're meant to be. And that person is not the person who is in the box. That person is not the person who is afraid to step outside of this box, right? So the only way we can make the shift is when we step outside of this box and we actually follow the heart. And that's when we connect with our purpose, right? And that is so important because we are afraid of the judgment. We are afraid of the judgment of people. What are they gonna see? Oh my God, like I was afraid. What are they gonna say? I'm a crazy lawyer. Oh my God, they're gonna think I'm totally crazy. I'm talking about 5D stuff and I'm still lawyer. And can I be lawyer and coach? And you know, like I would be like driving myself crazy for having this, you know, asking myself these questions. And guess what? It was me the whole time who needed the permission from myself to do this, right? So right now I'm giving you permission to be who you want to be. Or let me rephrase this. I'm giving you permission to be who your heart is telling you to be. You do have the permission. And if that means that you're going to create multiple businesses, be it. But just follow the heart, follow the calling. Do not stop yourself, because that is the only way how you can actually share your gifts with other people. And that is the purpose, right? That's the purpose of this awakening, so we can finally awaken to this different dimension where we actually do things that are governed by the law of love. And so listen to that love within your heart, listen to that calling, honor that calling, and be brave to do that work. Take action, align action, and step towards your calling. And if you need help with this, I do have a case study that is going to push you a little further, which I call 5D Entrepreneurship Model, which is going to be below this video. And you can check it out, you can sign up, it's free. And it's going to push you a little bit further, because right now is the time. This is our time, seriously. Like, this is the game. I keep saying game time. It's not game time. This is the go time, right? So we need to do the work, guys. We need to do the work. In my next video, I will talk about the awakening ascension symptoms. And this is something I've been struggling with for quite some time. And so that's how you know that you're not crazy. That's how you know that you are on the right path. And that's how you know that what's happening right now is happening for your higher good. And not just your higher good, but also the good of humanity. Because your awakening is actually awakening of the entire humanity, right? Because we are all one. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification button so you're notified every time I release new content. Check out my Instagram, because I do post daily content that's going to definitely motivate you, push you, and inspire you. And stay tuned for upcoming videos. Love you guys. See you soon. Bye.